Hello everyone, this is Game Master Mike here, and I am back after a long week of no power and also the burning up temperatures that we are having in our area. Well, I am glad to be back, and I am going to do a manga review of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Parts 1 and 2. Now, these mangas here are done by Vizkids, and the author of it is Akaya Hamashiya. And as you can see, they did a pretty good job. Now, it's a tad different than the game and the story of Ocarina of Time. And I'm also going to show you that they also add tons of things to it, which isn't inspired in the game. So, this is one of the nice video game mangas that I'm going to do. Here's the story of the game, and also the author about himself, as you can see. And there's the introduction of it, and this is the beginning of how Link's mother was taken to Kokiri Forest when Link was a baby, and this begins the entire story of it. There's all the Kokirans, as you can see. So I'm going to flip through and I'm going to explain everything, how Link is going into the Deku Tree to defeat Goma, and how Link's journey begins as he's going into the Deku Tree. Link has gotten the first gem. There's the owl, as you can tell. Link purchasing the Bombachu from the Bombachu Alley. And there's where Link first counters Ganondorf's in Princess Zelda's castle. And Link's hands Zelda the Ocarina. And there's how the Triforce was first created. Alright then, apparently, Link got Epona and is now entering Goron City. There's Link fighting the Dodongo. Got throw bombs in his mouth. There's the owl flying off, handling Link to go back to Kakariko Village. There's Zelda running off from Ganondorf. There's the Master Sword. Link's in the Temple of Time, and he just pulled out the Master Sword. And now he's an adult Link. There's a Link in the forest temple trying to fight the pose as Link enters it. There's a Volvavia, I believe that's his name, Volvavia the dragon that you gotta fight in the fire temple. By the way, there's a flashback to it that Link purchased it when he was young. There's flashback. Kakariko Village. There's Dark Link in the Water Temple. Alrighty then, that has a conclusion of part 2. There's the end of the story of part 1 of the manga. And here is part 2, which takes place in the Water, Shadow, Gerudo Training Ground, Spirit Temple, and also Ganon's Castle. We're going to look through this. Here's the about the Arthur, and there's the continuing story of it. There's a Shadow Guide Sheik. Whoa, there's Telon and the Magus Sisters. There's Crazy Telon at Lon Lon Ranch. And they are now entering the Haunted Wasteland. There's Princess Ruto of... there's the village in the Gerudo Desert. There's Chapter 8, Ganon Defeated. There's one of the bonus illustrations. We're entering the steps of Ganon. Ganondorf shown as some Triforce of Power. And there's the battle begin with Link and Ganondorf. Another bonus illustration. There's a new journey after the defeat of Ganondorf, which could lead to Majora's Mask. A link to it. There's Ganondorf's real form, Ganon. Alrighty, then there's a bonus story of Link and the Skull Kid. There's also the Great Deku Tree had a baby. By the way, that's the Skull Kid from Majora's Mask, as you can see here. Which gets possessed by the mask. Here's another bonus story about adult Link and this bird-like creature. And there's the afterword of the story and how Majora's Mask is going to take place. The next volume, there it is. That tells you everything. And here's a reminder if you're like reading it wrong, because most mangas people in Japan read from right to left, and we read left to right. Well, folks, and there you go. Did a review of another video game related manga. I am soon going to do the Majora's Mask manga review. I already have that. And folks, glad I showed you all these manga reviews of Legend of Zelda. And I want you to stay tuned for more. Thank you for watching.